his leadership in taking over the Vikings, and I had already been there for a couple years and was really maturing and developing and really starting to find myself as a human being and as an athlete. But I don't think my career would have been the same without Denny Green, because the one thing he realized after watching the tape, Tom Moore, legendary offensive coordinator, he had Tom call me and say, Cris Carter has to be on the field. Like, we're going to win. So he started the 3-receiver offense and said, you're going to be the first big slot receiver. So we're going to use you in the slot, use you outside, not just utilize you in the red zone. So as you can see through my productivity, but that was just one part of Denny Green. He also developed me as a man. He really challenged me as a leader, gave me a great deal of responsibility. And I just heard your show coming on before, and you guys were talking about giving people second chances. No one took more second chances on human beings than Dennis Green. If you look at his track record, the players he drafted, the players he fell in love with, a lot of those were about second and third chances, because Denny Green, he was all about that.
From the outside, I only met him once or twice. Big personality, could be a very funny guy. He always did strike me as a father figure. I don't, when I watch Belichick, I don't see a father figure, or Coughlin perhaps. Maybe I'm wrong. When I see Denny Green, I think father figure. Am I right or wrong?
You're definitely right. And if you look at a lot of the players that had success with him, were guys that didn't have father figures. Myself and Randy Moss were the biggest examples of that. And he grew up in an era, that my dad was familiar with, but he provided, that type of fatherly figure. I was able to talk to him about the things that I was going through as a man. And I would say definitely a father figure, but also as an African-American, he really pushed the African-American players to fulfill their roles, not only as fathers, but in society, to have a voice, make your life mean something. And, he grew up in an era where Muhammad Ali, all the greats, Kareem at the time, Jim Brown, those are guys that had an influence on him. So privately, that influence was put on me, and what a dynamic, director of talent. That's what people don't. I mean, he could see talent. And from the wide receiver, that was his favorite position, I would say. Man, he knew wide receiver, and he knew the position. And that came from coaching Jerry and being involved with Bill Walsh in San Francisco.